accounting, for example, but they might really need a tutorial on QuickBooks and how to understand how to set up QuickBooks and really manage your business with technology. Some businesses, we're aware, technology consulting, so that they learn not just how to use a computer to surf the internet, but really how to manage their business with the technology that's available.
It sounds like some of the training that's available is really for some a non-sophisticated sole practice type of a person running a business out of, maybe it's the first time they don't have a lot of business acumen, and there's some hand-holding that can take place, and that's wonderful. But what about the businesses that maybe are a little more sophisticated than that scenario? Are there services that they could benefit from in this program as well?
Sure, absolutely. So we have classes that are starting in the middle of July, for example, that are going to be delivered by Visit Mesa. And it's a marketing series, a 5 or 6 part series that focuses on marketing your business and how to develop your brand, how to understand Google and how to get your business noticed on Google, storytelling in the digital age. So kind of the basics of why you need to be on Instagram, why you need to have social media channels that are active, and then public relations. How do you develop your story, but then how do you distribute that story to get great press? And I think that those businesses, even the smaller businesses who may not be as sophisticated, can learn so much from that and figure out what they might want to aspire to do in another 6 months or a year. But then those businesses who are a little bit further along in their life cycle can immediately apply the information and start using it to boost their business.
It sounds like a great idea, really, for all businesses to consider doing this. I mean, getting another set of eyes to kind of look at the way you're operating and see if there's some room for improvement or some maybe updating that could take place is going to be very valuable. At the beginning, you were telling us kind of the nuts and bolts of how to apply and what documents you need to have to qualify, the W-9 and whatnot. Can you walk us through that again one more time? What's the website and what should folks have on their desktop when they're logging on to apply for this?
Sure, it's very simple. It's www.mesaz.gov/caresbiz, B-I-Z, Tech Assist. And it walks you through there's information and guidelines on what you need to know before you start the application. But really, we're just looking for 2 documents. One is a W-9, which is a federal form that's very easy to fill out. The second document is just a document that proves you have a Mesa-based address. It can be a home-based business, so you're using your home address. It might be a TPT license. Articles of incorporation are also fine. Contractor's license, or a registrar of contractors license. So there are things like that as long as they have the address on, you're fine to submit that.
That's great. It sounds like the presumption is that the answer is yes. We're not going through this process to weed people out. We're doing it to include as many folks and businesses as possible. So what about the business owners who might need some multilingual assistance? Are there other languages involved in this as well?
We do have multilingual assistance at the Care Center for Spanish. If there are other languages required, we just need to make an appointment, and we can also fulfill those requests as well. We just need to have a time. We are publishing the application. We actually have the application published in Spanish already, and then we're publishing the application in Chinese as well as Vietnamese. We are working with the Asian Chamber of Commerce to assist businesses as well who need one-on-one consulting in those different languages, in the different Asian languages. And then we're also working with the East Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and other providers to assist and to deliver curriculum in Spanish. So while we might have a webinar on business, developing a business plan in English, we'll also have the same thing being done in Spanish, or we will be able to subtitle the webinar and deliver that on our platform for those businesses, exclusively Mesa businesses.
Okay. And if people need some live assistance to help them through this process, are you going to give out your personal cell phone number so that people can call you day or night to walk them through this, or how does that work?
Thankfully, we still have the Mesa Cares call center up and running. And
Okay.
so the Mesa Cares Center phone number is on the website. I also have it here if you give me a minute.
It's 644-CARE.
Yep.
Right?
644-CARE. Thank you.
CARE. So 480-644-CARE if you have some additional questions that maybe weren't covered by this this explanation. And again, Jay, no deadline involved here, right? I mean, we're doing this until the funding runs out.
That's correct. Until the funds are deployed, we have allocated nearly $2 million for this program, and we want to serve as many Mesa-based businesses as we can, and we have the vendors in place to do it. I think it's just, there's so many great programs that we've lined up with our partners, fantastic partners like Local First, Cahoots, and several others. So to me, it makes so much sense for a business to just register right now, and they'll then have access to so many different webinars that, again, if they had to pay for these webinars, it would cost hundreds of dollars. And some of these services would be thousands of dollars for the business to actually access. And it's free. So why not apply now and get the full benefit over the next 6 months?
Well, great. Jay, I'm very proud of the City of Mesa for standing this program up. I think it's going to be extremely valuable. I think it's going to prevent a lot of business failures, and it's going to help existing businesses be more successful. So thank you for working so hard to get this program up and running. Let's move now on to Gabe Gardner. Gabe, I got to tell you, I'm very jealous. You have my dream job. You work for Local First Arizona, but your job description, I love it. You are the Director of Food Programs. Is that correct?
I am. I am indeed. Yeah.
That's if I were Director of Food Programs, I would weigh about 400 pounds right now. I feel like Mayor / Director of Food Programs in the City of Mesa. So tell us what the food program is at Local First Arizona.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Mayor, and Jay, thanks for asking me as well. At Local First Arizona, we're interested in economic development broadly across the state. And as you mentioned, I direct all the programs that are centered around food. And what we try to do through all of our food programming is to empower entrepreneurs so they can become inspired and create new channels and pathways and revenue streams and marketplaces and memory around the state, whether it be for themselves or for their customers. Part of that is to remove barriers to food business ownership, and the commercial kitchen that I manage at 659 East Main Street in Mesa is set up just for that. It's a commercial kitchen space which we offer to new food entrepreneurs at an extremely low cost, about 1/3 of the market rate, in an effort to get them to start their business. And as we surveyed the food landscape in Arizona, and in the Valley in particular, we realized that more people would start a food business if they had access to affordable kitchen space. And so what we try to do is to take someone from a really great idea, like you make really great salsa, but how do we get you from being able to make good salsa to ramping it up to the point where it's a viable business?
Mesa in the hands-on coaching and development of skills for small businesses, and particularly when it comes to the food service business, it sounds like. Absolutely, yeah. So we believe that entrepreneurs are the key to a truly localized food system. Because these small producers use local products,
They build individual relationships with farmers, with other processors. A lot of business-to-business connection happens in the food service entrepreneurial sphere. Entrepreneurs hire friends and relatives and other community members. And one of the things that I talk about a lot, whether it be at the community kitchen or when we do webinars like this, is that sense of community in and around food. Food is something that binds everybody together. Everybody really inspiring in the time that I've been at Local First is to watch entrepreneurs grow the thing that they're passionate about and then share it with the broader community and create this sense of place and sense of kind of we're all in this together, all centered around food.
You know, I love your facility, and for people who don't know, that you really are just in the heart of downtown Mesa at the El Rancho Affordable Housing Complex. There's a beautiful commercial kitchen that's built in there. And so folks, like you say, who want to get some help, or they want to rent the space in order to do food production, or, I mean, how does that asset get used if I'm, you know, a local salsa maker and I'm running out of space on my kitchen countertop? To what extent can I access that facility?
Absolutely. So the kitchen is used to incubate small businesses. So upon building a relationship with me, what I do is walk them through the steps that it takes to legitimize the business and to grow the business. So the first step of that is permitting. Walk them through that process, and that's part of the boot camp. And then what I do is sit down with them once a quarter, and we talk about goals. So where is the business now? You know, are you selling salsa out of your home? Are you selling it at a farmer's market? Do you want, and where do you want to see it? Food math and costing. Tonight we have a speaker for profitable menu creation and design coming. We talk about logistics, permitting.
So you're finding out what your needs are.
Right. And what I find is entrepreneurs are so busy working in the business that they have difficulty finding time to work on the business. And this gives them dedicated time each week to work on the business, and, you know,
so that you can be safe within your casting, as well as giving courtesy and distance. Remember, guys, come out, have fun, enjoy our waters, be safe.
Want to figure out how much water you should use? It's easy with the new Know Your H2O water calculator. Step 1. Tell us a little about your household and property. Step 2. The calculator will estimate how much water you need and show you where your water is going. Step 3. Use the recommended resources, tools, and tips to help you use water wisely and save money. Start saving water today.
Problems. The ones most people don't have the stomach for. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. In unforgiving neighborhoods, in struggling communities, and in seemingly docile suburbs. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround the community's most critical problems. And we fight. Mesa United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in this community. Because change doesn't happen alone. Hope isn't a one-man band, and there is no such thing as self-taught or self-made. We have one life to live better. We must live united.
Construction to widen the Loop 101 between Baseline and the Loop 202 Santan is underway. Closures are scheduled mostly during overnight hours and on weekends. Construction is scheduled to be completed in late spring of 2020. Minimize delays by subscribing to ADOT traffic alerts. Just go to azdot.gov/price freeway improvements, click on subscribe for updates, and enter your email address. That's it. You'll begin receiving alerts in your inbox. Stay informed with www.az511.gov.
For years, Mesa Parks Recreation and Community Facilities has worked hard to provide spaces and places for people of all ages, of all abilities, regardless of where they may be on the autism spectrum, the opportunity to play and recreate. To have the opportunity to become the first Parks and Recreation Department that's autism certified in the entire country, leading to the entire city becoming autism certified, is truly innovative and something we're excited to be a part of and proud to be a leader across the country in this arena.
I like playing in the city of Mesa because their rules are not as harsh as other leagues would be. They're just overall fun. I like when we scrimmage against our own team because we get to learn what our team's capable of, and we get to have a lot of fun doing that.
These 20 miles of light rail will move us from the East Valley to the West Valley, connecting people, campuses, and communities. And those 20 miles are serving as a new economic engine, a quiet, non-polluting economic engine, igniting investment and development that will be felt across the valley and throughout the state.
The light rail and First Institution Baptist Church have become great partners. One, in being good stewards of God's creation, but also enabling us to use it to reach people all over this valley. And it has brought new life and diversity to this community.
I prefer not to drive my car just because just sustainability and just environmentally friendly. I prefer to take the light rail when I can. I think it's very convenient. More people are going to move here. The freeways aren't going to get less crowded. They're just going to get more crowded. So you might as well start doing it now.
I've been dreaming about first place for more than 20 years. It was 25 years ago that our son, Matthew, was diagnosed with autism. And at that time, we were told to love, accept, and plan to institutionalize him. And I went to some of those places that adults with autism and other special needs lived. And I ran away as fast as I possibly could. And one of the most important criteria for our location and all locations is access to transportation. How do you get to that big world and that big life outside of the home where you live? And so our specific location here at 3rd Street in Catalina was because of the light rail and access to public transit.
housing partners and apartments for staff and students and faculty can all be along the light rail. So it gives us a backbone to build and concept.
Business owners can now stop by to